I don't usually do this, but I'm going to make an exception. Bill Maher is a political schizophrenic. He's a cretin. He's a Boeotian. He is a simpleton and a dimwit and a guy who figures, I'm going to try to do something to pick up my career as I face the back nine of obscurity. And I'm going to weigh in on subjects I have no idea about. I'm going to take the most rudimentary, unicellular, synthetic, surface level, base, and unsophisticated, uncomplicated views of the world. And I'm going to cobble them together. And maybe I'll turn it over to my team. Maybe I'll have somebody write a joke for me the way I normally do, because his whole world is through a prompter when he says things. And you'll catch him sometimes laughing at something he's read for the first time. He doesn't understand anything. He figured, the liberal thing isn't working. The conservative thing is too big. I don't know where I'm going to go with this. His Israel perspective is absolutely, it's not even simplistic. That's complicated compared to this. He doesn't understand nuance, depth, history, but most importantly, as part of his schizophrenia, he is truly of the belief that he knows what he's talking about. And that's the most frightening thing in the world. And I hate to use this term again. It's not that he attempts to gaslight us, or you, or anybody. He says something with such conviction. And when he really doesn't understand it, when he delivers it in this horrible, sarcastic delivery. Now, I, by virtue of my addiction to YouTube, will have in my rotation wheel things that YouTube recommends. And it's a wonderful thing. That's why we always ask you to like these videos so people will find them. And all of a sudden, I'll go from, Alaskan woodcutting to Zowli dance moves to all of a sudden here he is. And when he was on with Bill Burr, this was the thing, this was the moment when everybody saw firsthand, this man is a cretin. He's a schizophrenic. He's completely dissociated from reality, and a simpleton, and a Boeotian, and a dimwit, and a dullard, and a momo, and a chooch, as we say in the city. But he's a moron. He doesn't understand it. And Bill Barr was able to understand the complexity and the sheer unmitigated audacity of this jadrul. Bill Maher daring to opine and spell out his thoughts as to world policies and the like. Now, everybody's entitled to their opinion. That goes without saying. That's axiomatic. Of course, I understand that. But what we're talking about here is something a little bit different. We're talking about somebody imbued, bathed in a delusion. Not a delusion of grandeur, but a delusion of competence, a delusion of expertise, a delusion of having the fundamental wherewithal to be able to opine about situations that may seem simple, but are usually not. Take his thoughts on Israel. Absolutely, positively, the most base. I know who wrote your script. I think we all do. And that's the thing. We know the routine. It's like professional wrestling. There was a time before Vince McMahon when the business was really kept secret. The whole notion of kayfabe was something that they proudly maintained. And then around the 80s, when WWE and WWF or whatever it was came along, they decided, you know what, we're going to change. We're going to start giving up the business so that McMahon didn't have to avail himself of the rules regarding sports, insurance and health checks and all this. So he said, hey, guess what? This isn't sports. It's entertainment. And with that, kayfabe and the issue was destroyed. And you found out really what was going on. Well, that's what we see right now with Bill Maher. Kayfabe, he broke the veneer. He's tried desperately. But the thing is, he doesn't know that we know the truth. What's worse than anything, is he honestly believes that we're buying his crap.